Alright, so we have a new anime arena fighter coming to Roblox by the name of Anime Showdown. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Now, we've been waiting for this game to drop for close to a year now, and the time is finally almost upon us. And in this video, we're going to break it all down from how the game works to the combat, the online ranked features, and other various smaller details, because I am now a tester, you know what I'm saying? So now we've had a few different games under the arena fighter umbrella on Roblox in the past, and they've all come and gone, but one that's proven to stand the test of time is one by the name of Anime Battle Arena, or ABA. Now, we all have heard of ABA, and if you haven't, you might be a little bit brain dead. But naturally, because both of these games have such close similarities, the comparisons will be there, and honestly, this game coming out might finally be able to provide healthy competition for ABA, and we know what that means, okay? Competition between games equals both games get better trying to one up the other, and that means the players are satisfied because they get more in-game content, which then, by deviation, the YouTube content gets even better because we have more stuff to work with, you know? Anyways, let's get into it. There's a lot we need to talk about, and I'm gonna try and condense it down into a nice, easy way for you to digest, so let's get it. So, one of the first things we see once we spawn into the game is this lovely hub world with nice saturated colors and a beautiful map, kind of resembling something out of Naruto. Well, literally something out of Naruto because the Hokage building's there. And multiple different NPCs that serve different functions. Like if we come over and click on Sasuke, we'll be able to teleport into private servers. If we come over here and talk to the ramen guy, we pretty much get double EXP on either money or actual EXP, you know, as you can see down here. So come over to Naruto right here and you'll be able to hop into training mode, and training mode is something we'll go into a little bit later, but that mode is going to be extremely useful for you, especially as a new player. Now back here you'll actually find the ranked leaderboard. Okay, this is pretty much the 1v1s. I don't think 2v2s are available just yet, or people just haven't tried them yet, and there's also 3v3s eventually as well. So long list of names that you don't see me on. Over here at Kakashi, you pretty much can teleport into ranked mode if you talk to him some more. You do have to be level 10 or above to actually do ranked matches, so you're gonna have to stay in pubs for a little bit. It's pretty cool too because they have the statues of first, second, and third place over here, so that's pretty a nice feature. And leveling can take some time in game depending on if you're doing the right things or not, which we'll go into later. But one way you can help maximize or make it faster to level up is by doing and completing daily quests, which, as you can see right here, are just random tasks that once you finish, you come over here and just click on complete and you should be done. Now I already completed all my random tasks, so really the only one I have to do is this, and I'm not hopping into ranked right now. Now to play the game, all you'll need to do is come over here down to characters, click on it, and click whatever character you want. Now keep in mind these characters do cost certain types of money, so there's two types of currency in game. If we go over to shop right here, we have coins and we have gems. For most characters you should be able to buy them with coins, but there are certain characters where you actually do need gems to buy, such as Ippo, Asta, and Rimuru. But everyone else so far and currently on the roster are pretty much just coins, so keep that in mind as well. So yeah, come over here and click any character you want. If you obtain skins, which we'll get into a little bit later, you can click on them right here on the right hand side. So first you have to select the character and then click on the skin. Currently right now there's a bug to where you can't actually see that your character has a skin on, but you just have to click on it one time and you do have the skin, so don't worry about that. And also there will be a purple highlight around the skin you've chosen that'll emphasize that you chose that skin. But anyways, now as soon as the timer goes down or you turn AFK off, you'll be able to hop into a match like so. And this is where you just get down and start whooping everybody. Alright, so the training place is pretty self-explanatory. You can hop in the lab and test certain combos, and there's multiple different test dummies to try various different things with, such as there's a regular dummy. That one's pretty self-explanatory as well. We have the super armor dummy, which is essentially when certain characters use certain moves, they have super or hyper armor on them, and that just means that they can't be touched, but they possibly can take a little bit of damage. There's an iframes dummy, a perfect block dummy, a regular blocking dummy, a heavy damaging dummy, uplifting dummies, evasive dummies, the strong dummy, which is pretty much just a regular base dummy with more health, and there is the projectile dummy, which just shoots out a nice fire magic attack at you, which you can then use to block or perfect block. Anyways, now that we're done actually talking about the training room, let's actually talk about the combat in game. And I think the combat is actually pretty nice because in a way it's somewhat beginner friendly if you already have the gist of these kinds of games, but it has enough depth for you to be able to play it at a much more competitive level as well. So now for the combat, obviously let's get down to the basics. Okay, you hold shift to sprint. All right, so you nice little sprint animation. Cool. So now a step up from that is we press Q to dash. Okay, pretty basic stuff so far. Now obviously we press space to jump or to double jump. So if you double tap it, you'll jump twice in the air. Now another basic one is holding F to block, and obviously now another basic one is holding F to block. Now obviously the more you get hit, the more it takes from your block bar, so you want to be careful because that last hit on the M1 does break your block. So just be wary of that. But you can dash away from it last second so you don't end up getting block broken, so it's not too bad. Now, at certain times, if you time your block, you'll be able to perfect block, and that pretty much stuns your opponent for a second, in which you'll be able to capitalize on hitting them after that. So perfect block is OP. I'm still getting the hang of it myself, so I may or may not have footage to show you for this. You click M1 or mouse 1 button to do a basic M1 attack, and it looks pretty nice as well, you know. It also can end up smacking your opponent into the wall, which then you can use to combo them even further in a way. And you might think that's overpowered, and it kind of is, but there is a way to negate that we'll talk about later. The next thing we need to know is the M2. Now, our M2 actually does something, and it just does one attack, and it just knocks the person back, but it also block breaks. As you can see, it block breaks, which you can then use to combo the other person and make. And also for your M2, every time you use it, it actually takes a little bit of your ki, which is something that we still need to talk about as well. Now let's get into some basic combos in game, because obviously that's what we want to do. Now, to branch off the M1 and add a little bit of variation, we continue to do M1 combos, except this time we hold space, and this will transition us into a air combo like so, where you can do something like that. And sometimes, depending on the character, you can use this exact combo to combo extend. Like so with Gon, all you have to do is something like this, and then do that, and then that pretty much extends the combo, and you can just continue to whoop their ass, especially if they're in a corner or a wall. Now, another variation of that is actually pressing M2 while you're in the air, because that slams the opponent downwards, which you can then really use to combo extend, because when you knock them down with an M2, it actually keeps the opponent stunned for a second or two, which then will allow you to use one of your hyper armor moves, and those do some damage. There's also one more combo variation you can use, which is essentially M1 4 times and then hold space, and it just knocks the opponent up into the air. And now, time to dive into the two most interesting concepts of the game, and I really personally like, is one, charging your chi, and two, the evasive. Okay, so let's get into charging your ki first. That blue bar on the very top of the screen is how much chakra or ki that you have. So the more you use your moves like so, the more chakra you lose, and then that means you have to charge your chakra. So it's kind of like, think of Raging Blast or Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm. It's kind of like that. You literally have to charge your ki, which I really like for an arena fighter. And now, to charge your ki, we pretty much hold C, and it charges up fairly fast. But when you're in a match, especially if your opponent is pressuring you, oh my goodness, it feels like your heart starts beating real fast, everything starts feeling real slow. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic, honestly. And now, the other cool mechanic in game was the evasive. So the evasive, pretty much on the very bottom of your screen. Now, that white bar right there is what it looks like when your evasive is full. Usually that bar is blacked out. To build this bar up, you have to get hit by opponents, and over time it just builds it up. Once it's full, all you have to do is press R in the middle of a combo, and you'll teleport away, and you actually have control of which way you want to move to, which you can then use to counter the opponent. And sometimes, if they sense your counter, they can counter you. So it is really a minds game thing with this, bro. I really like the mechanic, to be honest. And now, finally, we move on to our awakenings. Okay, so if we press G, once the purple bar is completely filled, which you can fill up naturally just by fighting opponents, and it just builds up over time. All of them have really cool animations. Honestly, that's one of the best parts of the game, is the visual aspect. It just looks amazing. Gon's awakening is obviously his adult Gon form, and it just looks super sick, bro. You also have new moves for every character as well. Some characters may have less or more, and some characters actually have 2 and even 3 awakenings for one character. Okay, except the bar is usually on the left side of the screen, and this time, instead of pressing G, you press H, and they work pretty much the same way. You just attack people, you build up the bar. Naruto and Asta actually have multiple different forms. Asta has 2, and Naruto has 3 different forms. Sage mode, once you've transformed into Sage mode, if you press G, you'll be able to transform into Naruto Ninetales QB mode. But if you just ignore pressing H and instead let your bar fill up, and then you just press G as normal Naruto, you'll be able to transform into chakra mode Naruto. So he's a really good character. He's probably one of the best in game, but I'll make a video talking about that later. So that's pretty much it for the training and combat. Everything all in all seems really nice and well put together so far, and I kind of can't wait to see what they do next with it. Alright, so now one of the last things I wanted to talk to you guys about was ranked matches, and a little bit more in depth with that as well. So as you guys can see, this is what the current menu looks like. Let's please ignore the win to loss ratio. I've been fighting either gods or demigods, bro. So let's don't even look over there, bro. But as you can see, it has very beautiful looking GUI. It just looks amazing to me, in all honesty. And you can even queue up for ranked 1v1s, 2v2s, or 3v3s. 2v2s and 3v3s are a work in progress. You can create a party with some of your friends. Click on that, but parties are currently disabled at the moment, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit for that one. But you can see the leaderboard over there as well. And to queue up for a match, you literally just click 1v1 and click join queue. It'll find you a match, and this is where we teleport in. Oh my god, I'm fighting one of the literal best players in this game. I'm literally gonna get destroyed. Anyways, this is what it looks like when you spawn into the 1v1 ranked map. Okay, it's a nice little Master Roshi house, you know what I'm saying? Nice waves and beats and stuff, reminiscent of ABA. And now we spawn into the actual map or the game itself, and yeah, let's see how we do. He's fucking me. He is fucking me. What the? Yo, I literally can't touch this man. Yo! Oh, nigga! Yeah, all right, one tapped. That's crazy. Oh, he's moded up. As you guys can see, he's 3-1 right now. He's already whooped my ass 3 times. You know what? And there's okay. Hold on. No, I messed up the combo. Oh, I'm finished. I am. Yeah, it's done. It's done. God damn it, man. Okay, chill out, bro. You don't gotta hit me this many times. Damn. Okay. All right. Wow. But yeah, so that was essentially ranked matches in a nutshell. Okay, you know, I pretty much went over most of the things there is to go over ranked. Okay, now one thing I didn't mention at the beginning, or one NPC I didn't mention, should I say, is in the skin shop right here. Okay, because this is a part of this segment of the video, which is the game passes / in-game purchases. So if we come over here to Kurenai, to open a nice GUI, and it's pretty much character skins. Okay, so if you go right here, you'll be able to buy one character skin for 250 in-game money, and to buy in-game money you need Robux. Okay, and we got Jotaro. Nice. If you want to spend more, you'll be able to get more as well. And so Colossal Chest will give you 10 characters, and you know what, we might as well see what's up with them. And they were all trash. And then on the right side is more or less the same, except it doesn't take the coins in game, it actually takes the other things known as gems, which, you know, also costs Robux too. So yeah, if you click on shop, you'll be able to see the prices for all of them. 1,000 gems is 100 Robux. And there are currently 3 characters in game which you have to buy only using gems, which means that you spend about 300 Robux in total to get all 3 characters, which I don't think is too bad, and I think you'll be able to manage. You can even come down here and buy an item for your friend as well. So hey, that's a pretty cool mechanic too. There's also emotes in game which you'll need to buy using the in-game money, and I've just bought the Peter Parker. And you open the emotes tab by holding E and then just pressing the button. You know what I'm saying? We getting jiggy with it. Yes sir. There's also effects you can use for once you defeat an opponent, and it's pretty much just their death animation essentially. So it could be some sparkly pretty colors like SAO, or it can be a literal dumpster falling on your head. I think it's a pretty cool mechanic regardless, and it does cost in-game cash as well. So, and last but not least, the only game pass currently out right now is a private server game pass, and that costs about 700 Robux. So a bit hefty in price, but hey man, if you want to have a private server, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you feel me? It is pretty expensive though. So all in all, my thoughts and opinions on this game are pretty much, I really like it. You know, the characters in game are super unique. The visuals, the combat, everything about it, I actually really like personally. Every character has different strengths and weaknesses, and the roster consists of 9 characters, and while it might not sound like a lot, they're all really well made, so I don't really mind it too much. But I would like to say I hope there's a lot more updates throughout the game's life, just because I do want to see more characters get added in the future, and I can see how it will get boring over time. So, and to top it off, I heard there was around 90 plus skins in total. Now to conclude, my final opinion, trash or pass? Obviously a pass, come on now bro. And to backtrack a little to the ABA comparisons, while the games might be similar in more ways than one, to be honest, this game offers a lot of its own somewhat unique and pretty interesting features that I feel like help it stand on its own and differentiate it a lot from ABA in certain ways too. So at that point, it just comes down to personal preference, and I honestly can't wait to see what the future of this game and ABA start to look like, because it will be insane looking into the future, man. I just hope they stay consistent in updates and just keep doing what they're doing. But if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, vote on what character you guys want to see me do next in the comments down below, and without further ado, love y'all boys.